you ever heard the name Confucius? The name? Hindi.
Kilala ko siya, isa siyang Chinese philosopher.
Huwag mong gawin sa iba, ayaw mong gawin nila sa iba. Masama yan!
Ibigin mo yan.
Isa pa!
Huwag masama yan! Ayaw mong masama yan!
Ikaw ba? Gagawin mo ba sa iba? Gang ayaw mong gawin nila sa'yo? Gang ayaw mong gawin nila sa'yo? Gang ayaw mong gawin nila sa'yo? Narito tayo ngayon sa RBFMHS upang tanungin ng mga mag-aaral dito sa eskwelahan na to kung pamilyar ba sila kay Confucius. Uy, mamaya ka pa.
Kilala mo ba si Confucius?
Hindi.
Kilala ko siya, isa siyang Chinese philosopher. And kung tama yung naalala ko, yung high school, yung sa amin, yung Chinese name niya ay Daoic.
Bakit kaya hindi ka nila kilala?
Okay lang.
Hala, sandali!
Scars, takot na akong masugatan.
Confucius was a Chinese philosopher, politician, and teacher whose message of knowledge, benevolence, loyalty, and virtue were the main guiding philosophy of China for thousands of years. Confucius showed a zeal for academics early on. He later told his disciples he studied music, mathematics, the classics, history, and more. He was especially entranced by the early years of Zhou dynasty, a peaceful period he perceived as a golden age to be emulated.
At 15, I set my heart on learning.
Confucius did not focus on spiritual concerns like the afterlife, gods and goddesses, or mysticism. This is why Confucianism is considered a philosophy rather than a religion, even though it is often lumped in with other major religions.
The five classics are a group of books which was regarded as early Confucianism basic text.
This is the book of changes.
This is the book of history.
This is the book of poetry.
This is the classic rites.
This is the Analects.
The Book of Changes, also known as the I Ching. It is to have existed at the time of Confucius and is the oldest of the classics.
The book of history, also known as the book of documents or the book of history, is conventionally attributed to Confucius by early scholars.
The book of poetry, also known as the book of songs, odes, shijing. It is a collection of 305 songs compiled around 600 BCE, which includes 4 sections of various themes such as love, courtship, abandonment, and dances.
The classic rites, originally the Li Tri, Right San Li. The classic of rites is a compilation of ceremonial rituals, administration, and social forms of Zhou dynasty and the spring-autumn.
Analects or Lunyu, conversations or saying, is also known as the Analects of Confucius. It is a collection of sayings and ideas attributed to the Chinese philosopher Confucius, and his contemporaries traditionally believed to have been written by Confucius' followers.
Confucius believed that to return to the ancient Tao, people must play their assigned roles in society. This was later called the ratification of means, or zhenming. The 5 relationships include the ruler-subject, father-son, husband-wife, elder and younger brother, and the friend and friend.
The 5 constant, also known as the 5 classical virtues or wukong, are the 5 most important Confucian ethics mentioned in the Analects and the Book of Moses.
The Book of the Rites recorded the rituals practiced by the Chinese for many centuries. Some of these rituals had been classified under family rituals, also known as the Four Rites, which are rituals or ceremonies that characterize a person's growth and maturity.
Many of these rituals are no longer observed, but they offer functional proof of the religious nature of Confucianism.
Coming-of-age rites are ceremonies held to signify that a young person has reached the marriageable age and could join the different activities of his and her clan as an adult.
Capping.
Refers to doing the male teenager's hair in a bun or coil wearing a cap. This is a ritual that male teenagers have to go through sometime between the ages of 15 and 20.
Hair pinning refers to the gathering of girls' hair into a knot and securing it using a hairpin, often done by 16-year-old women after engagement and before the wedding day.
Mourning rites often involve intricate practices which include the following steps.
Marriage ceremonies are an important aspect of family culture, since marriage is considered as a central feature of society. Through marriage, patience and love are cultivated to promote the right virtue. Confucianism is often associated with oppressing women, whether that would be subjugating women to their fathers during childhood, husband during marriage, or son during widowhood. Female subordination refers to the inferior position of women, their lack of access to resources and decision-making, and to the patriarchal domination that women are subjected to in most society. Through the 1980s, Confucian studies in the United States tended to present Confucianism as compatible with liberal democratic values. Since the 1990s, after the rise of China as a global power, Confucianism is increasingly defended as a political alternative to liberal and democratic values. Confucianism is not compatible with liberal democratic values, and that the rise of political Confucianism opposed to liberal democracy is a return to a more authentic Confucianism. Furthermore, it is argued that the defense of this undemocratic and illiberal. Confucius promised a government that takes care of people, that makes their well-being its primary concern. This is to govern by virtue, and virtue creates its own legitimacy. Paternalistic affectionate care of the people by the rulers is sure to be reciprocated by the people's trust and obedience. In ancient China, Confucius' teaching had a great influence on Chinese intellectuals, government, society, and even traditional Chinese culture. Confucius said that Confucianism encouraged the government to give jobs to educated people rather than nobles.
When you have offended against heaven, there is nowhere you can turn into your praise.
The main idea of Confucianism is the importance of having a good moral character, which can then affect the world around that person through the idea of cosmic harmony. If the emperor has moral perfection, his rule will be peaceful and benevolent.
Be kind. Be polite.
Be loyal.
Be humble.
Be responsible.
Be strong.
Be wise.
Be sincere. Be faithful.
Be thoughtful. Be courageous. Be gentleman.
And always remember, be responsible on what you're doing.